Hello, hello.
Gentlemen, welcome to our first ever podcast. I'm going to take that out of my ear because that's very annoying. We're going to need you guys' help here just to let us know on the sound because this is our first ever podcast, isn't it?
Yes.
And we're trying to figure out if the sound is actually going. So you've got the thing open, haven't you?
Yes, I do. I just want to make sure that guys can hear us. Let me try my sound for a second.
Milan says, I can see the comments here. Milan is saying he can hear me. Check mic 1, 2. Ah, cool. Okay, well, let's get started then, shall we? What is this podcast about? We haven't really discussed this, have we?
No, we
really
didn't.
know what it is about, but
It's just about, the past year. It's been pretty unusual year for us and for all of you guys probably who has any kind of connection with Ukraine. And if you're watching our channel, it means that you do have some, right?
yeah. Well, actually, Jeremy says here it's like it's been 6 months. I didn't realize this until I was sort of planning all this stuff here. I thought, when was the last time we did a podcast? It was like 6 months ago.
And it's good that we have subscribers who can share with us
Yeah.
when exactly it is.
And I remember the last one because it was. Remember, I set up all that stuff. I was like, I'm so tired of like our podcasts, our live videos looking so shit. When I set up all those lights.
And you wanted to.
Yeah, and so that was the reason. We loved doing the live videos. We really did. They were a lot of fun back in Ukraine to do them, but we were never very happy with how we looked on the videos because we'd sit here in front of our laptop and we'd look like, and it was horrible, right? It was horrible. It was amateur.
Kind of.
And I was like, if we're doing them again, we're going to do them properly. So here we
I
are.
don't know. I can't relax for now. I feel very unusual, but
I'm a little bit nervous that I'm going to completely fuck this whole thing up.
we have so much technique and so much cameras around us.
We've been here for 3 hours. I was like, let's do another dry run. Let's do another dry run. Okay.
And it
so
feels like I can't even move. I can't
don't
touch anything, because if I touch the microphone, it will make funny sound. If I touch my computer, it may also something. So
yes, exactly. That's exactly my point.
yeah.
But we'd actually planned this podcast for about 3 months. And we actually had a really interesting topic, didn't we? Something that I've been following for a while, which was matchmaking, or men and women trying to find each other, not just in Ukraine, but around the world. There was an interesting dichotomy that was going on with matchmakers around the world. And I wanted to do a video about it. I wanted to discuss what we were seeing at the moment, our experience this year, especially with the war, what we think is going to happen, good and bad. But then what kind of ruined it for us is that there was a couple of other YouTubers started discussing it over the last week, and they've sort of one of them is saying that it's over. The other one is saying it's not over. It's going to be a big boom. It's going to go crazy. Well, we agree with some points, and some points we don't. And so that video was the video that we had planned. Well, not that video, but more something worldwide. But we don't feel comfortable sort of jumping in on their bandwagon. We'll let them sort out their issues on that point. But I think it's going to be an interesting video when it does come out, because Luba and I actually don't have the same views on this. I found out yesterday when we were discussing, did we?
Yeah, we sometimes have different views.
Yeah, so even that would have been interesting as well. But we'll do that video, we promise, and that will be a proper, actual, real podcast video. But this one here, we just thought we'd catch up with you guys, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
See what everybody's up to. What's been happening? Yeah. Oh, who's here? Barry, Jason, Kyle. It's been a while. It's like the old times, right?
Yeah,
it's like
but
the
we
old
should
times.
we should do it. More
Marcus, Milan, Jeremy. I can't see who's in the room here. I have to learn this new software.
I can't see anything. Like, it's so a bit weird. I want to try from my phone as well, guys. We're really sorry for that. Like, because we just want to try it, right? It's our first podcast.
What do you mean we just want to try it? It took me like fucking 3 months to set this shit up. I bought a sign.
A sign, yes, but the rest is
I'll just have a little bit of housekeeping here for you guys. If we all of a sudden stop and disappear, it's because my computer over on this side over here keeps coming up with some kind of it says kernel error.
I don't know what kind of error, but it's
like kernel, but not spelt like
maybe
not spelt like kernel, like KFC kernel like corn kernel.
Okay.
So yeah, if it shuts down, I'm very sorry. I've tried for days to try and fix this thing, but yeah.
Okay, let's discuss this year a little bit. Like, let's talk what just happened and how we end up here, sitting in Spain and talking to you. I want to go a little like
She wants to go deep.
Deeper. So basically, as you know, at the moment in Ukraine is a war, and we had to leave Ukraine. Uh, and we didn't have any plans. Why are you laughing? It's just in a good mood. No,
I'm always in a good mood. I'm just
yeah.
happy that this is working.
Yeah. So we had to leave Ukraine, and we didn't know where to go. Thank you for everybody who is watching this video now, who actually was offering us a home.
I think we should have got to that part a little bit later.
No, I want to
Okay,
say
go.
thank you to everybody who was supporting us. That is important. Like I really do appreciate everybody. There was like so many people who was taking part in our rescue operation, and we didn't know where to go. We didn't know where we're gonna live. We didn't know anything, and then we just end up in Spain, and we didn't have any hopes or any like we didn't know what to do. Like we thought that Hard Rocket is closed for now for that period of time that we.
Just remember to have another camera.
He's so excited. Like I'm talking about like I am.
It's a bit difficult. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, but anyway, so we end up here, and about like I think in end of March and April, it was my birthday. Like we started getting messages from the guys, and they were saying like, "What's up? Like what are you doing? Is it possible?" And the Hard Rocket, I can really say that it got like the second life. Like it got a second, like it got a second, not a second chance, because like we never dropped the first chance. We just like it just kind of was a.
I feel as though there should have been a bit more of a build up to that story. But I know what you're saying though. But like, because some people sort of, I mean, we talk about this a lot, and one of the reasons that we were going to have this podcast is for our intimate discussions that we have. Intimate discussions.
I think they're not ready for that yet.
But there is, a lot of people did think that we were going to like just pull the pin, and we even thought that too, right? Because like you remember thinking, I was like, okay, well, I mean, how many videos did we have online, like editing, which I hate doing, the videos, making all that stuff, and we had to make a decision, wasn't it? That was the whole thing. It was like, what do we do? Like, do we keep going, or do we just like pull the pin? Because
you was skeptical about that because it's not the right time. You was kind of thinking that it is like, how can we do it, right? I also I was the same. We just didn't know that it is even possible.
There's nothing to compare it to, is there? But then it was, I guess guys are still contacting us, and the woman was still available, so we made a decision, didn't we? And remember that we made that decision, and I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy a sign.
Yes. So he decided to buy a sign. The whole story was just about that, and he was dreaming actually about the sign even back in Odessa. But I didn't know if it is like appropriate, and now he surprised me with that, and I love it.
I've got to remember to change the camera when we're both talking. Sorry, guys. I'm new to this. Okay, maybe we'll just go back to sitting in front of the camera.
It's good that we invited only friends, that like 15
Yeah,
people
we were
watching,
like,
and it's like
we
it's
were gonna
good
invite a
because
lot of
forgive
people,
us.
And we just thought, no, hang on a second. Let's just make, what I was calling this today? I was actually saying, because I set up all this stuff here and nothing crashed. I went and bought some light bulbs. I was missing a part for the sign, so I had to hang my t-shirt on it, so Luba's face didn't look so bright and shiny. A little bit difficult, but I thought, you know what this feels like? It feels like an end of year party. Like a work function, like a work do at the end of the year, where you invite your staff and you thank them for doing all the.
Thank you, staff.
Yeah, but it's just me and Luba. Oh.
No, it's not just us.
So okay, I want to show you guys this. Okay, 1 second here. Can I show this here? Okay. So here I've got this bottle here. It's actually a very. Can you guys see that? Which way? That way. Bit of lag. It's actually drunk. Piani Vishnia, right? It's cherry liqueur. It's very famous in Ukraine, and you can't really buy it in many other places. Even though I bought this in another place, but I'm going to pretend I bought it from Ukraine. So I've carried this the whole way from Ukraine to drink for a special occasion.
He bought it in Romania, to be honest. Yes, I did it.
Looks like someone's not getting any.
No,
So what's
but it was very nice because it's a franchise. It's a very popular franchise of Ukrainian people who create this. Because even my grandmother was doing this.
Was drinking it.
Was making this
Explains a
drink,
lot.
and our friend as well. Remember, like she had a cherry tree at her garden, and you bought like one time we have a Thai party at home,
That's
and
right.
you brought it, and she was making hers. So and then Romania, I don't know, like during the war or before that, in Romania people opened the same franchise.
Yeah, well, we went there. Actually, I was with one of the gentlemen that was in here. We were walking past and it was like, holy hell, that's that place that's everywhere in Ukraine. It's actually from Lviv, right? originally, very, very old. And they and we were sitting at the front and we were having a drink or two. And this was, I don't know, 3 months ago. Was I there? 3 months ago. You could see people walking past, and you knew they were Ukrainians because they would look up at the sign and go, "Oh wow!" And then they would take photos of it. So that just showed how many Ukrainians were there that recognized this as being their national drink of choice. So we thought we might drink this, right?
Yes.
Well,
I don't know.
we need the glasses though. So what else? We're just kind of rambling. We're just kind of testing our stuff, and we really appreciate you guys for being here. Look, I just so happen to have a couple of wine glasses over here. So please, guys, what have you guys been up to? I was actually going to ask a question, but I don't think I will.
Me?
Doesn't take a little bit much to get drunk. Oh, did I say that loud? Doesn't take it much at all.
Ha ha ha. It was your question.
No, but yeah, I guess one thing is like, you guys here, like we've got clients here, ex-clients, current clients, friends of friends. And you guys have always been there, right? And it's been pretty cool because what we did when we started Heart Rocket, you knew what you were doing. Well, I'd say we didn't know what we were doing. It was an experiment, right? We like this word experiment because if it doesn't work and we suck, we can go, oh, well, it was just an experiment. Like, what do you want us to do? It's an experiment, right? Scientists do experiments all the time. They don't always work. So it was an experiment, but it kind of worked out quite cool. So, we were always very grateful for the guys that had faith in us and followed us.
Yeah, and here, like Duck it's my duck, writing, Elena and I celebrated 2 years together this week. And we just recently shared, like, it was our first tour as a Heart Rocket, like, even though I did tours before, but it was our official first tour. And it was him. And it was the one and only client that I asked to become our client. I'm not ashamed.
He literally could have charged us.
I asked him to
the way that you were asking was like, please, please, please. It was like,
I didn't do that.
Well,
but if you don't know the story, like I kind of briefly will tell because like it's kind of fun because
it's fun, yeah. It's fun.
He actually signed up with another company. And can I say that? I want him to respond. Can I say? So recently we exchanged the photos from this trip. If you allow me, I will tell you the story. Congratulations. Wait a second. I need the permission to tell you a story. But anyway, so we exchanged the photos and, the time flies. I can't imagine that, it got so fast, like 2 years, the first trip, then, so many other tours, so many other couples, so many other people. And now, like now the life is like incredibly different and we are pretty busy. Can we say that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that now we are busier than we were planning to be, and we're very grateful for all of you, like, and probably that also has to be said at the end, but like we're very grateful for everybody who put trust in us because to work with you guys, it's a big pleasure, but at the same time it's super responsible. And I feel not obligated like in a bad way, but I'm obligated like to make it work smoothly and great and good. And I'm happy that, there's guys like Doug who can be here today, and a lot of the guys who are currently dating the ladies and who can say that we're celebrating 2 years of anniversary and our company is that young, and like, well, and I want to do this like podcast in 10 years and Doug will message like we're celebrating 12 years.
Yeah. And I actually just remembered that I've got a little clip here that I wanted to share, and it was, I like this clip, right? Because I remember, I started my channel, I think in 2018 or when did I come? Maybe 2018 I started it. And I almost didn't start it, right? And the first video I ever uploaded, not the first one, but my first experience at one of these companies, I did it 3 times and it was shit. Every single time was shit. And I was like, well, then I did this and then I'm like, what should I do with my hands?
But guys like you, like
No. The one that was up there, and it was one for a romance tour company. But
that is like legend.
I did it twice before, right? So I did it twice before. Before that, like the day before and the day before that, and then I watched it and I was like, "That's not how I act in real life. Like I'm different." So you know what I did? I've never told you this before. I went and bought a box of beers. And I drank maybe like...
Wow, you're surprising me. Something new, it's new me better.
But I drank about... So if anyone's ever seen that review of that romance tour company that I did...
Don't say that.
I was drunk when I did it. I was drunk. I had like... Not drunk, but I had like probably like 7 or 8 beers. And when I finished it, I edited it really, really fast. Must have been about, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the morning by the time I finished editing it. Didn't know how to edit, and I uploaded it, and I thought, fuck it, that's it. Let's see what happens. And it got so many views. It got in like a week.
So what do you
in a
recommend
week,
to
it was like
start
12
drinking?
In a week, it was about 12,000 views, which even now, like we don't get that now. And that was for that. I was like, wow, this stuff's easy. This is easy, but it was. And then when I did the second one, which was actually recorded before, it was recorded maybe about 2 weeks after that one. I think I did it again. I got drunk and I made that one. That's why those videos are so funny.
All you need to know, guys, about videos
That's
from
why,
that
that's why
time.
they're funny. If I didn't drink like 6 or 7 beers, the review of those companies would be incredibly boring. You're looking at me with
No, just like
envy.
uh,
But anyway, so I kept on doing videos as I was learning more about, dating and relationships and intersexual dynamics between men and women and different cultures and stuff like that. And then anyway, so Lou and I met at the AFA, the company that used to work at, and we kind of became friends, didn't we? Sort of, not really. You just helped me one time get it.
I told you that what I think of you.
Yeah, you told me you thought I was arrogant. No, you didn't say that to me. You didn't say that until after we knew each other enough for you to feel comfortable to tell me that when we met you thought that
But I told you
arrogant.
many things after that as well.
Yeah. And then, we kind of became friends. And then when I came to Ukraine, I said, look, Lou, why don't you come on my channel? And she's like, I can't. I could never do such a thing. I was like, just do it. It'll be fun. Like, we'll make videos or something. And actually, it wasn't even like that, was it? It was like, just come and I'll ask you about who you are, and maybe you could get clients, for yourself. And so I have a clip here anyway from our first ever video that we made together, and I just want to share this with you guys about
What video?
how our interactions went.
Did I
Serious?
have I seen this video?
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I think so. So Luba. Stop.
You started.
Oh, how are we going to do this? We're not very professional. Okay.
It
ready?
wasn't ever before.
Stop. So Luba. Oh, God.
It's kind of like interesting story if you guys want to know that. About 10 years ago, I decided to speak English. I mean, I was learning English for so long that I decided to finally use it and start.
Whoa.
No, honestly.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what it was like for about the first year of us working together. We tried to be serious. Do you remember that though? We were like, when we did that, we never actually did we actually did a real video after that eventually, after, I don't know, God knows how many hours of trying to be serious. And when we were talking about how are we supposed to be on camera? Like, we were confused. It's like, are we supposed to sit like this? Are we supposed to be serious? Are we supposed to be funny? Or what are we supposed to do? I remember when I said to you that we should just, after that, I said, we should just be ourselves. And people either like us or they won't, and we will fail. And that's it. But if we be ourselves and we're always having fun, then it's the only way to do it, right? So that's how sometimes on our videos we're a little bit silly. That's because that's kind of how we are in real life. But we do try and be serious, though, don't we?
You changed a lot. I think that you become more serious, maybe, or you drink less beer. That's the key.
Yeah, you got me.
There's no more beers.
You got me. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. But yeah, it's always pretty funny. Like when we talk about like how we wrote that course, it took us like 3 months. We could have written it in 1 week.
No, we
because
couldn't.
it's just
It was everything
because we
like
were fucking around too much.
yeah.
Anyway, what else are we going to talk about?
So I was going to say the story about Ducky Love Me too. So then we wrote the course.
Okay.
We wrote. Are we putting this for the show? This.
No, have some. Cheers.
Okay.
Here's to
cheers.
Ukraine
And for Duck's anniversary.
and everyone else should go get a drink too, right? It's Christmas.
Yeah, guys. Oh my god. So
It's good.
they want to know the story or no? Like I don't know. Should I share? No, but anyway, like it's the evolution. Like you told your story, how you come. Like I
Yeah.
remember my feelings, how I came to the channel, and for me, it was like I had braces, and like the most significant changes in my life happened when I put braces. I put them when I was 26, and I thought that, oh my god, my life is gone. but it was my adult decision to put them. And then everything, like I was supposed to move to another country. I got the very interesting work offer. Then I refused it. Then I met you. No, I met you before that, but because of you, kind of like I changed it. And then we start, and then like it was fine. Like I was confident, but braces. You all remember braces. Like it is a school time. Like how terrible is
as
to
an
have
adult.
braces. Like
Yeah.
in the 26. And then you offered me to be on a channel, and for me it was like, and like when I was a kid, I was always on stage. Like I was reading some poems. I was like a good girl, but oh my god, it was like so uncomfortable. But it was so much fun, and it was like so. And it's good thing that even though you start doing it before me, like you was doing it yourself, he was very welcoming. He was making me feel good when we were doing them. And I think that we grow together. Like we always was supporting each other, and if something was not working well, if something was wrong, we was trying to fix it, and we was trying to stay calm as much as we can, even though it not always was working this way. And then I remember the first videos, like when you asked me, I think it was either like the difference between men, like Western man and Ukrainian man, or it was dating advices, like what to give on the first date, or how to be on the first date.
Kind of
Uh,
lame videos,
it
really, aren't they?
it
I was
is
just trying
lame.
to get you in there, you know.
Maybe it is lame, but for me it was
No.
it gave me, like, I have so much information in my head for over all these years that I can't share. There was no place where I can share that, because every time I was opening my mouth to say something there, like where I used to work, it was not very welcome. Because yes, it's good to give advice about, like, what you should give, but the rest of the information that we gave in the channel, I was not able to do it, and it was only because of you I was able to open up and actually share. And like, probably Starker will not be happy what I say now, but I know that some of the channels, like some of the YouTubers, they try to implement me, and like I don't watch that, but the clients or guys sending me the videos where some channels trying to implement me, showing like, hey Luba, look, she's like working for that scam company. Yes, like I am very grateful that I had this experience, and I know exactly what I was doing there. I know that, like, I personally never ever allow any scam around my bubble that I can create around me. And yes, I was working there, and because of that, we have incredible amount of success right now. I would never met Striker if I would not work there, so I can only be grateful for that company. And now I'm happy that I'm not there, and we're doing our stuff, and we can help so many guys, and we can educate them, we can advise them. We come up with an incredible new product, that we kind of already launched it, but we will like launch it like next year, right? And all
Which
of
one?
that with the guys.
Oh, okay.
But like we used to work not with the
we,
guys
yeah,
before.
we need to discuss these things first.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna. But I'm saying that we implement a lot, and all of that is just because of that experience that you had and I had for so many years. So then we started doing more and more videos. Then I left that company. We started doing the videos together more and more, and it was not comfortable at all. It was out of the comfortable zone until we started getting really very positive and good feedbacks from the guys that we really helped, right? Because the reason that you start doing the videos, it was first of all for you to record your journey at the beginning, but then you wanted just to, like, to help guys. You was always saying that, and that is like what kind of bought me, because you never promised me, oh, we're gonna make money on that. You never promised me, like, oh, you're gonna be famous YouTuber. Like, you never lied to me about any of that stuff. I just saw your passion to be willing to help, and your forum that, I'm sorry, I'm not really, I've been there once, but I know that guys using it. I'm sorry.
I think I asked you to go in there and at least post something.
I know. Not gonna happen. But yes, like, thank you for that opportunity to understand that we can do. And like, we never was thinking about making it as a business, right? Like, we was not like planning that to make millions or anything. We were just there, and then happened Doug. Yes, for me,
Yeah,
it's,
thanks, Doug.
yeah.
No, I mean, thanks, Doug. Really, thanks, Doug.
Yeah, thanks, Doug. For me, it's that point when I was talking to him in August, and he got a package from another company. And funny enough, maybe you heard this story already, but like, funny enough, this company was pretty expensive. But this company, like, it was just the COVID was over, and they didn't offer an insurance for their clients. That for me is, honestly, it's ridiculous. Like, it does not cost that much money, and how guy should get it if he's not from this country? So they said no, and this guy booked a call with us. And because we were offering to our clients a free insurance, and like he just wanted to know at least how to do it. He was planning his trip in winter. And while we spoke with him, even though it's like a long story, and I was worried that I may be making a mistake. Maybe I judging him wrong, like maybe I see him better than he is. I actually see him not as good as he actually is. He's perfect. He's a very good guy. But anyway, so and while we spoke, like Stryker was looking at me, and I knew that it's super unprofessional and it sounds horrible. But while we were speaking, I said, I'm sorry to tell you this, but I know that you already paid and you should go with this company, no problem. But would, um, if you would be able to become our client, in case it would not work, please become. Right? What did I
Yeah.
say? I said, like, can you please?
I thought you were out of your mind, to be perfectly honest.
Thank you. But I can't explain that. And when I got a call from Doug later and his friend that he's actually coming, he came first time with this company. It was horrible, but he should split like the trip for 2 times or something. So and when in December we did this trip, and especially like the moment how like the whole trip was like absolutely crazy, and it was nice and interesting and fun. Maybe one day when next year I visit US and I meet with Doug, I will do an interview with him.
Oh yeah, Luba's doing a.
But we will speak about this later. But anyway, I was surprised, by everything that happened on this trip. But the way that I introduced him to his wife, to his lady, that is absolutely like that is crazy. That is why we're doing the Heart Rocket, for that magic, for these eyes, for these meetings, for this for this sparkle, for this chemistry, for this fun and craziness, for good and bad. Like we do that, and I'm very proud of.
Can I just say here? I just wrote a word here on my book, and it was just something that I was just thinking about just then. Is this every single point of contact that Heart Rocket has, or maybe even that it had with me? It all comes down to faith, right? Because it was like I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but you came on the channel, right, and you pretty much turned your back on those other companies, and there was no guarantee that you were going to make money with me, right? We did talk about like we'll write a course, and I was like, we can give you information and all that stuff. It was faith that that would be okay, and maybe it would lead, you into another better direction, right? When it comes to say with Doug, like he had to have faith too, right? So even people that have like, we have clients now who followed our channel for like the last 2 years, even before like you were on the channel, and now they're, they have to have faith in us, you know. They were watching the channel for so long. Like, why? Because they saw something and they thought, one day I'll do that. I'll have faith. I have enough faith to go ahead and trust them. And then eventually they do, and they trust us, We have faith in them as well to make sure that, that they're a good person as well. That who they say they are is who they are, and that we can help them. The whole business here is like, there's no guarantees with everything. Sorry. There's no guarantees with anything. But
can you do the camera not just on me, because I know that
This, man, we need like anybody out there that wants to push Control A and Control S for me. I'd be more than happy with. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I could give someone access to this. They could push Control S and Control A, and it would change the camera. So if anybody out there wants to apply for the job, I'm taking applications at the moment. Just send us an email. And it would actually be quite cool, wouldn't it, to have someone who controls this stuff. I don't want to do this stuff. I don't
how
want to
can they control?
Well, they have admin access.
So you think that like there's a guy who wants to press Control S?
There's 25 people in here.
Oh wow!
All we need is 1%.
Okay, well, there's a question for you. Like, I can't answer this question. Off topic. Sorry. Is your Heart Rocket sign neon or left?
Is it what? Who's talking about my sign?
Tracy. No, he's talking good, guys. Like you, it's like his baby almost.
Is neon? It's LED. Like you can't make neon signs really anymore. Neon signs are actually a small glass tube that's full with argon gas. It has a positive and negative charge in it, and depending on the gas, it will charge to a different color.
It's okay, dear. It's okay. Stryker can speak about science.
Anyway, we've got a webinar coming up about different types of gas to put in neon tubes. No, it's LED. You just kind of buy
Control
it
plus
online, and it turns up like a week later. What other questions?
Okay.
Milan. Interesting question. Do you like Spain more than Ukraine? No. This is an interest. We're actually talking about this just before, actually, about the frustrations that you have in a new country. I mean, I have them in whatever country I live in, I suppose. But here, how would you describe living here? Well, like let's because it is actually kind of interesting.
Should I share that somebody hit my car yesterday and left me a love note? Like, should I share about this? Should I share about like they like dirty and they don't like? Should I share all? Like, because if I start, like it would.
I think you just did.
No, I want home. I want to go home. Like we were talking, like I was trying to find positive, and the only positive that I can find for now is that it's December and it's very warm.
And
Sign and neon sign or LED. Yes, sign. Yes, I always believe that not a place making you happy, like the people and you should make you happy, like no matter where you are. And we try, but the most important is support. Like I will say this: the most important is the support of the people who are around you, because we had a very strong and undiscussable rule with Striker in our work, in our life, is that no matter what's happening, like if the one is going down, like another help him to stand up, and then it will be another day when
there was
another
a foundation. That was like one of our core values at the start, wasn't it?
yeah, that like because like we can't, like if one is like falling and I say like okay, get lost. No, like if we see that we never like upset with each other, we try to figure it out, and we try not to say the word relax. Striker learned many buzzwords for me, like strawberry cheesecake and etc. But anyway, we try to support each other as much as we can, even though like it's good and bad, and sometimes it's really sad. And I can come to the office and I can see it, and he said like you don't want to do videos, and I said no, I can't. Like I like I really, and then he finds some words to cheer me up, and then we start doing, and everything is coming back. So the most important is the person that is like and people around you. But the thing is that like I don't know how you felt in Ukraine. I know that you was feeling good, and I'm very happy that it was happening with you in Ukraine. But here in Spain, I still feel like I'm in the traveling mode. Like we're traveling. I know that one time like I will pack my bags, even though I have like 100 kilos of stuff that my dad sent to me, but and my shoes, of course, and my blue dress. Actually, today I'm doing it in a blue dress because Striker rescued that from Ukraine when he went.
I had to go back for that.
For 3 days.
That was brutal.
Yeah, my shoes and my dress. So thank you for that. But anyway, yeah. On a positive note, I want to say that we try to stay positive no matter where we are, because life is very unpredictable. But do we like Spain more than Ukraine? From my side, no.
Yeah, and I don't want that to be misconstrued and to the point of you're ungrateful that and that's what's difficult about saying that. Is like I like Ukraine better than Spain, or Spain has some problems. In terms of, it's not really problems, it's just the way they live. Like they're so relaxed, like I had some problems with my bathroom. It's like 2 weeks later, and it's like, this is like a health hazard in my bathroom. And the guy's like, oh yeah, just stick some of that in Drano in there. It's like, I've already used like 4 bottles of Drano down the shower. They just don't care. Like it's just, but in Ukraine, it's like I always joke about, like if you call a real estate agent, like trying to find an apartment here was very, very difficult. Even trying to find the office was very, very difficult to find somewhere. It's just a matter of luck. And if you call someone, no one calls you back. Maybe if you're lucky, they'll turn up. You might have to call like 40 real estate agents to get one viewing. In Ukraine, we joke about how it's like you can call a real estate agent at like 12:30 on a Monday night, Tuesday night, say I want to look at an apartment, and they'll come pick you up in their car and they'll take you straight down there, and there's no
maybe not
around.
To that extreme, but honestly, like we have, remember when we came to Dania, we start looking for an apartment, and you was writing, I was writing, and then when we start looking for apartment in Valencia, you wrote a message. You got a message. It was end of May. We started looking for apartment in Valencia, and you said like, Luba, like there's a lady, she's message 4. She said like she like there's a real estate. Get back to me. And then she started sending apartments in Dania, and you said like, why are you sending? And she said, but you sent me, and you check the message that you sent her request like in March.
3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah, it was, and she just replied in May. So that is really was shocking. And this is like about
and not just to point out the next thing that made it even more ridiculous. It wasn't on Facebook; it was on MySpace.
I don't know, but one thing that I personally like, my kind of a little disappointment, and I was always dreaming to learn Spanish, and now I'm here learning it.
Changing the camera.
And now I hope that I will be able to use it maybe when I go to Texas or California.
Mexico.
Do you want me to be your translator there, or what? You like that places?
They all speak English.
Yeah, but anyway, for me it's like, it's difficult because it's not home, but it's still good. We're very grateful for this country,
course.
because they gave us documents, they gave us everything that we need, but we looking for.
There's something about, I can't explain this to people. Certain people I can explain this to. Maybe some of the guys that are in here, about why Ukraine touches certain points for guys. And people say, oh, it's because the chicks are hot. It's not. Like, I mean, yes, that is a contributing factor to it, right? Is that, yes, the women are way more hotter than they are in UK or America or whatever. And your chances of being with a woman that is out of your league is a lot higher. That's very appealing for a man. I mean, like a whole life revolves, for some part, revolves around sex and work, right? When it comes to living there, the cost of living is like, it's so cheap. It's ridiculous. It's like, but then when you move, if you were to move from, say, Ukraine, and for some reason you had to go live in like Switzerland or something like that, or Ireland or somewhere that's like really expensive, you would feel like everybody is scamming you. I know one of the first trip that I went to Ukraine, I came back from Ukraine after, actually, no, it wasn't the first trip. I think it was because I was there for a while. So one of the trips that I was there for like 2 or 3 months, I went back and I caught up with a friend the next day, and we went out to a rural pub in the middle of nowhere, like a farm pub, Cows and stuff were mooing around us. And I bought 2 Stella Artois, and they were
Stella Artois.
They were $9 each, right? And that was US dollars, which was about 70 something cents at the time. So I don't know, maybe $6 or something like that. Like, I honestly felt like this farm pub was ripping me off. They were scamming me, because in Ukraine you're at Ibiza nightclub and you're buying Coronas for like, or maybe Coronas are a little bit dearer at Ibiza nightclub, but even there at a nightclub with dancing girls and DJs throughout the entire day, still it's only a few dollars for a beer. I'm in a rural pub. I can see cows and pigs eating next to me.
Pricing is like, I don't know how it is like now in Europe. Like, I have a lot of friends, and now they spread around the world. And I would say that half and half. Somebody already putting their roots, I would say, and they want to stay in Europe. Somebody looking for the day that they can go back to Ukraine. But about the pricing here, why? About the pricing here. So I will give one example, and I think that you just need to find your things, your lifestyle, because Spain was supposed to be relatively cheap, not that expensive. The prices grow very much, like in the past couple of months, like people here like really like very upset about that. But I will give an example. For example, I like tea, and Striker always make fun, but I don't like the tea bags. I like the proper like.
How did I get injected into this conversation?
Because you always, but we always, but at home, like, that's like you always have like a lot of tea for me. So, but not tea bags. Like, I like tea. So anyway, so I asked my mom to bring me tea from Ukraine, but now she's here and we almost finished all our reserves of tea.
You've almost drunken all of the tea that was in reserves.
Yes. Thank you so much. No, we have some left. So anyway, here, 100 grams, like it's an example of the pricing. There's a lot of shops. I think in the US it's called Tijuana, something like that. Correct me, please, who knows about the shops.
This is a shop, or is this a place? Because Tijuana is a place, right?
No, it's a shop. It's a tea something. Like, it's like here.
They called their shop after the place in Tijuana because it sounds like tea.
Maybe. But Tijuana is expensive resort in Mexico, right? No, not in Mexico.
I'm not sure, but the fact that they did that is genius. It's marketing genius.
So anyway, here it's also, so 100 grams of tea costs 16.90 euros. So basically, okay, 17 euros. 17 euros for 100 grams of rooibos, for example. So in Ukraine, the same 100 grams would cost 3 euros. I think 2 or 3 euros, between 2 or 3. 17 and 3, the same rooibos. So, but recently, for example, I found another shop. It's only for Christmas. It's a special edition, but 100 grams cost 350. So, I mean, you can get it, right? But I think that just some products for me, like, I know that you're not like looking for that. Like, I'm trying to create a home here. You just try to live how you.
I know. I'm. What I was thinking then, it was like we had the most amount of views in this live stream, and you're talking about tea. It's like, keep going. Tell them about your Tijuanas.
Tijuana. But anyway, no, just I'm just saying that you always can find your places if you like if you coming to public, I mean touristic places, then of course everything will be more expensive. Tijuana is a border. Tijuana, see, it's like where
that's what I was saying
Van went through.
before I digressed myself into an abyss of nothingness. But what I was saying is that like there are certain there's something about Ukraine that you, and I know guys that have been to Ukraine and they're like, this is shit. Like, what do you like it here? It's horrible. The buses are terrible. You know, like you think about public transportation here, the buses here, and you think about the marshutkas in Ukraine. Like, if you lived here and then you went to live there, you'd think it was mad, right? But there's something about a feeling of belonging, right? So maybe, and I actually had the decent conversation with actually one of the guys in here about like why guys like Ukraine. And from the outside looking in, just guys, oh, they just want to go there because it's like there's hot women there. That's why they're there, and it's cheap, right? But it's not that. It's that in Western countries, you don't have a sense of belonging, right? You don't feel like the people that are around you see things the way that you see them. You may look at your friends who have been married for many years, and you look at their lives, and you're like, my God, they're miserable. You know, they talk about their wives a certain way. Their wives all got fat. You know, and you don't see, like, for you don't see your life there. And then when you come over to Ukraine, you start meeting other people, you start having fun, you see that there's like nightclubs that you would never expect if that's what you're into. And you have this sense of, I'm in a place where I feel like I belong, right? And like, maybe you don't understand it. And I'd say that there are guys in here in this chat that do get it, who have been over to Ukraine. And when they were there, they were like, this is incredible. Like, I don't want to go home. And that was like what it was like for me when I went over there on my third trip. I was there. I met a woman. We ended up hanging out together, staying together for like a month or two. Then we ended up breaking up. And then I just thought, why am I going home? I'm going home to mow my lawns, take the leaves out of my catcher out of my pool because now the pump's going to be broken. The tree's blown over. I can see on the security camera the gate's been smashed in a storm. I was like, why am I going home? I don't need to be in that country. And so I made the decision, like pretty much then and there, that I'm going to go home and I'm going to get rid of all my stuff. I'm going to fix my gate. I'm going to clean up my pool. I'm going to sell my house and I'm going to come straight back. And it was like 6 months, right? On my trip. And I said, I'm coming back. And you were like, oh, I don't think you're going to come back. I was like, no, well, I never told you. I never said I'm definitely coming back though.
But I was also in the middle of something. Yeah.
But I did say to her, so I said to you, if I say I'm doing something, 100% I'm doing it.
One thing, yes, you told this.
But it was a part of me that was like, I don't know when I'm doing it.
For me, like I was about to move to England. I got a job offer there and my documents were in progress. But one thing that you told me, and I think that we already spoke in one of the videos, like like one thing that you did, like kind of maybe not as you planned, you was planning to live in Kiev. And I told you that I'm not moving to Kiev. I'm not gonna go there back and forth like from Odessa. And then I think that I think that you made the right decision, but you changed your plans and you moved not to Kiev. You decided to come to Odessa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, I came to Odessa for the summer, if you remember rightly. You got me that nice apartment. It was right by the beach. Well, not right by the beach.
It was in Arcadia.
Yeah, it was in Arcadia. And that was a very nice apartment. And I thought I'll just stay here for 3 months. And then I didn't leave.
And then you can't.
And pretty much until the war started. 2 or 3 years later.
For me, interesting enough, like I was always thinking that I will move to another country. Like always, it was just like it was in my DNA because all of my family, like my one like aunties, like they live. My aunt and uncle, they live in New York for 35 years. My other relatives in Canada and other relatives in Germany, everywhere. So I was certain that I will go. I can send you as much Roibos.
I'm going to try and put one of these comments on the screen, okay? Because I don't know how to do that.
Let's do about Roibos. I like all kind of tea. But anyway.
There we go.
Yeah.
Is it all right if I did that, Cole? Sorry, it shows like a picture and stuff. I didn't do that. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
But anyway, probably I would never make this final decision to move because it's pretty difficult. But when it just happened, we just moved and there was no other choice. Nobody was asking, are you moving or you're not moving? I'm talking about my dream, not dreams, but my thoughts of immigration.
To Spain.
No, just in general. Like I was
Oh.
always thinking maybe to US, maybe to UK, like different countries. But I was never like there was never enough strength in me to make this final decision to move. But now we're moving, and I understand why it was never happening before.
The universe was saying, stay in Ukraine.
Yeah,
There's
please.
nothing out there for you. There's
Yeah.
nothing interesting out there.
But talking about traveling and talking about learning the world, I think that this is one of the biggest treasures that we have. Like it's to be able to learn new cultures, and I'm very grateful for you guys again that we work with the guys from all over the place. From different countries, and every call that I do, like I learn something new, I hear something new, and it's super interesting. So on that note, I want to say that next year I'm planning to visit country that we have the biggest amount of clients from. How does it sound? Intrigued?
Samoa.
Samoa. Like I'm coming. Why? What's up? No, maybe you say that.
Say what? You go ahead and say what you want to say.
Okay. No, it's nothing big. Like I would just I'm planning to attend a very big event in New York next year.
It's nothing very big, but I'm planning to go to the biggest event in the world by chance. But
Yeah.
it's nothing much.
Yeah. So I'm coming to New York to present Heart Rocket, and I will be there. So if you like, we were thinking about.
We have an event. It's like an event that we want
It's
to
an
do
event,
together,
yeah. But
like a matchmaking event, right?
yes.
Or the car swap. Coming.
Retro cars. And so I will be there.
I don't know what it is.
I
honest.
will
I'm
be
just
there.
I'm just trying to make out. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know.
So we'll be there, and I was thinking that I do have plans to meet some of our couples, and if some of our clients or maybe future clients or current clients want to meet up, like I was thinking maybe we want to do some workshop. Maybe
Yeah, okay. This is what we were thinking about.
it's really drunk cherry.
Do I? Like, who's in control of the
Controllers?
cameras? Who's doing control A and control
It's
S?
again says that you are talking, but you're not part of the show. It's probably about you.
Yeah, there's an error that's come up. It says you are talking, but no one's listening.
It's fine. Like I'm not feeling comfortable that I'm the only one on the screen. I'd like to be with you.
1 second. All right. Go on then.
Yeah. So workshop.
Well, it was kind of, we were just talking about it before. It was, Lib is going to be in New York, and we thought if there's people that want to meet and chat, because we have a lot of information that we have in our Heart Rocket course, right? That we wrote, that we didn't put on YouTube, but it would be quite cool to go somewhere and you discuss it and have it like a not like a course, but just a discussion. And I won't be there because I have to stay here and deal with
Control S.
I have to look after the sign and stuff like that, right? The important stuff. But we'll do like a Zoom call, and it wouldn't cost anything, right? It would just be like just to sit around and just see what people are interested in, and how we can a workshop or social event. People will show up. I don't know. Is it a workshop? I don't know.
I don't know. I think that like guys who want to attend it or who want to take part or who want to meet up, like I'm not quite like I'm not. I've been in New York a couple of times, but I don't know it like 100%, of course. And if somebody would like be willing to help to arrange that, or
like
or
a
have
venue or something.
Venue, yeah,
A cafe or
because
something, yeah.
I don't know. It will be like we can discuss like if you want to take part in that, or you want like you're thinking about signing up with us and you don't know, and like it would be helpful to meet me in person and ask the questions. Probably like we'll put Striker on Zoom as well, even it would be like 4 a.m. Like we should find a perfect time so he will
Doesn't
wake
matter.
up, he will be in pajama, but we should maybe it will be in Texas, so Texas or New York. In Texas, maybe San Antonio, like I don't know yet, I'm just saying it.
It's just an in-person thing, because otherwise, why? Like, couldn't you just do it like in a Zoom call?
We can, but
I guess
I
it's
think
the personal touch,
I
right?
think
Because you're there.
it's like 5 love languages. It's quality time and physical touch and everything.
So that was another topic we were going to do, wasn't it? We were going to discuss 5 love languages.
Yeah, we can start.
Not now.
Uh,
Not now.
okay. Anyway,
yeah,
so if you
fine.
want to meet, join our Telegram group, and there you find our private. Like you can ask us there anything, or there's our private nicknames for the Telegram, or send us an email. Better to set up a call, because to be honest, like I will be honest with you, it's not like I don't know how it will sound. I want to know who is going to be there. I don't want any surprises. I want to know like who will show up. So I want to know people who is interested, and I like who is
Yeah,
going to
at the
come.
very least, email us. Or
Email,
something,
yes.
yeah.
And then we'll
If we
see.
do that. So it's a pretty, it's
It would be perfect to have call, and then like we'll
Yeah.
see. We don't know. It was like we just really think about that like 30 minutes before we start this Zoom.
well, it actually
This
come
video.
about is because like, actually, it was a discussion that led on to another discussion because we were saying like it would be quite interesting to go over to UK because we have not that many clients or even inquiries from guys from UK, right?
And that is surprising.
And like we don't get it. Like is anybody here from UK?
Yeah, please, because we have a very successful. I mean, we have successful couple.
We have
there.
a very not just successful, but very, if you know it, very
You know, I just-
successful
I don't know.
couples.
I just like how they look like together, but
Yeah,
so,
if they look good together, they're more successful than ones that don't look so good together. That's a good way to do it.
sorry.
That's how we just
Fire me.
That's how we define our
Yeah.
success rate.
So
So we were.
why on this video my cheeks look so big?
Oh,
Like
sorry, I need to.
no, but it's just in general. Like I don't look that big as I look on this video.
I put a zoom lens on.
No, honestly, like guys, what do you think?
It's a wide angle lens.
No, it's horrible. Like I'm like a hammer, not hammer.
I'm learning. Okay, I'm learning.
You need to-
Yeah, like this is, and I talked to actually this. I got a friend over in UK, and he also has a Ukrainian wife. He used to work over here, and he's always telling me, he's like, why are you not like having more UK clients? And I say, I don't know. Like, how difficult is it for you guys from the United States or from Australia or New Zealand, which is the exact opposite from Ukraine almost, to fly over to Ukraine to do this? But guys from UK have only got like a short trip, especially now they can just whip over to France or Germany or whatever it is. But they don't do it. They're just like, "No, we don't even really, like, not that much, right?
It's
Not
like for
that
me,
much,
it's interesting. Like it's a bit. I will
One
be.
digit percentage.
I will be honest. Like it's a little bit more difficult for me because of the accent. Like
Tell them about that.
we have one like very good friend of us, and like when like the first 5 minutes when he speak to us, and I'm like, is it English? Is it other language? Like, and I can't. I asked Striker to like not translate but explain. Like it's
Yeah,
difficult.
I have to be the
like
translator on that.
accent is a little like in UK accent is a bit difficult.
No, because it's like, I think it's like Yorkshire. Like we've had
yeah.
a couple now, but like my
Yeah.
dad speaks like that. He's like, yeah, like it's like we're gonna have to be going over there, and then we go back over there like that. And so they say the word like. Every third word is the word like. I don't know why they say that.
Nobody comment about my cheeks, so I think that they are big.
Your cheeks. Oh no, they did. I just kicked them out of the room for being rude. But Lou was like, she's messaging me, like, is he speaking English? Like, of course he's speaking English. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like,
Now
why
it
don't
dep-
you understand what he's saying? Like, but it's like exactly how my dad.
But if I
speaks, so
see if I see the person, it's a bit easier to catch. But when I hear them on phone, it's like
Actually, we had a very interesting conversation today about accents.
accents.
Accents, like guys from Texas
Yes.
or guys from
Oh, it's
different
very interesting.
places.
It's interesting
Yeah.
because we have a.
I said write it down. We'll do a video about it. But
Yeah.
let's just do it now. Then I have to write it down.
One thing that it's like no, it should be video because it should be advice for our guys. I know when you speak to the lady, like we now have even more ladies who speaks English, and I push them harder than anything else because like I see that the connection and conversation can go much faster. So and what I was going to say, but the guys sometimes they a little bit too relaxed and they think it's okay. Like I can speak some Spanish, vale, pero Milan. Do you know Spanish? Like Milan is just incredible person to practice languages with. He's just awesome. But anyway, what I was speaking about, accents. And so the guys when they do the dates, they do speak like they will speak with their like buddy or next door friend, right? And this caused a little bit of a problem because we recently have a call and it was like I was listening to the call. The lady speak English. And I was on a call, so I always on the background, even the ladies does speak English or no, because I want to give a feedback. Like, there's some notes like that I recommend not to do or to do. For example, like one of the guys, he like mentioned his ex-wife and ex-relationship 3 times that I think is like not good, not acceptable. And что come on, Doug? Spanish, I will speak with you when I come. They I lost it. We speak about accents. So
Accents, yeah.
So the lady, they
Stop reading comments because you
Yeah.
can't think. Like
Two
you
things.
can't can't do two things at once. Just
Yeah, but so the guy was speaking to the lady, and he was speaking like super fast, and I was saying that I'm giving the feedbacks, right? Like if the person speak about the extra relationship, or the person doing this, or the person doing that. So that is our like strong power, that we're not just leaving you on a date and just do whatever. Like we give you this feedback. But anyway, so he was saying about her hobbies, but the way he said that, like I got it, but she said like habits, like my habits. What do you mean habits? Like habits, like daily habits? And so I could say like she was about to say that she's smoking and drinking and doing
gambling.
yeah. But and then again she asked him about, and he said no, I'm asking you about like hobbies. And she say yeah, but I don't know which habits you're talking about. And so like it was back and forth until I like unmute myself. It's like hobbies. And I like unmute myself back.
Did you say it like that? It's a very
Sexy voice, you mean?
hobbies.
It's like Russian. Like my auntie said that Texas has a sexy accent. People from Texas, but how you call them?
Texans?
Texans.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
Americans? Yeah. You know, this actually
this is very important point, like when you speak, to make sure that she understand. If you want her to understand what you say, because if you don't want her to say if you don't want her to understand what you say, you can say anything.
well, and also
Texan.
it's that, like in every language, and I've learned this like the hard way. In every language, there is the language that you learn officially or professionally, right? And I've had this conversation with many guys. I had a
I'm on by myself.
man. We need someone to help us with this, don't we?
I need to press this button like beep.
No, I've got a moment when I'm going to push that one. But here's the thing, right? So a woman can go and learn a language, same as a guy going to learn a language. He may go and learn Russian, and then he goes to speak with her, and he can't understand a word she is saying, even though he has okay understanding of Russian, and I understand this very, very well. And so I was speaking to one of our clients. Actually, one of the clients I was speaking to, he was Australian, and they have like a very unique accent, right? Australians. It's like like a word that should be this long becomes this long, right? It's like g'day, mate, where they could just say hello or g'day, mate. It's like it's long, right? What are you doing today? It's like long, and so what I had to explain to him was that she does speak English, but her English is like textbook English, right? So it's like, I would like to go and have a coffee today, and after that, I would like to go and visit the center of the city. Like this is the shit that you read in like these, learning language books. But he may say something like, I mean, I was going to go have a coffee today, and then I was going to head into the center of the city. Like she's never heard that.
Tell me
before.
about this.
Yeah, so Luba's also had these similar problems with other very
Fast speakers.
unique men. But that's what,
okay.
that's what it's like, though, right? Like, and that's something that people have to understand, because even if you go and learn basic Russian, the way like you go speak to an Uber driver, right, and you think you can have a conversation with him, and it's like, hang on a second, he just missed out like 2 of the words that I learned in my textbook. Does he still mean the same thing, or is the case wrong? You know, so you question it, and so she's doing the same thing too. So if someone says, "Oh yeah," when you add words like, "You know what? Yeah, I was kind of thinking about, I was going to do that, but I didn't."
You know, sometimes it's girls doing that, and the guy's like, she's sitting and answering the question is like, yeah, I was, and then I say like a phrase, and the guy say, "Is it really all she said?" I said, "Yes."
Yeah, we've seen this before. Actually, we were at that. We went to Dnipro. Before we really knew each other, I was there with like a friend and my girlfriend, and you were there with your client. And we were sitting there while you were talking. Do you remember this? We were sitting there, and you said, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna see if they had some fruit or something." So you started talking to the waitress or waiter that come over, and you were talking for so long, and then he was like back and forth. I didn't know any Russian.
Do you remember what I ordered? I
remember. Yeah, I remember what it was, and back and forth, and then I'm pretty certain you got out your red book and you were like looking at it, and it was like you were showing him something. Got your phone out, and it was like back and forth. I don't know. We were thinking, "Wow, what is she ordering? This is going to be pretty wild." And then he goes, "Okay." He leaves and goes back, and I said, "What did you order?" And you said, "Watermelon." And the guy that we were with was like, "What? You were just? How can you say all that stuff and just order watermelon?" And you said, "I was making sure it had no seeds." It was like, it doesn't make make it any better that you spoke for probably, it would have been about 2 minutes, I reckon. 2 minutes
You're
of
the
back
one
and
who
forth.
did,
While,
like,
and I
see.
think he was pointing at something while he was like pointing over here.
Go to the farm and pick up your bill.
And then he called someone over and they came over and he was talking to her about you about something and then you were nodding and then he like shook his head and like walked off. And it was like, oh, okay, so yeah, did we get watermelon with no seeds?
Yes.
Oh, we
No.
did, okay.
It's like Ukrainian thing, you know. In US, it's a bit different. Like I think that US is a little bit more open to that. And I even saw a joke about Starbucks, like how the guy was with a lady with his daughter. Daughter was in a back seat, and he said, "What do you want?" And she say, "Crumbly dumbly latte." And he say, "What?" He say, "Crumbly dumbly latte." Like she said, like some abracadabra, and he was like saying, he said like, I want like coffee americano and like crumbly dumbly latte. And the person from Starbucks say, "I'm sorry, we run out of that." That is an American thing. Like in Ukraine, they will say, What do you want?" Like they will be rude
Get
to you.
out.
Yeah. But this like, "Sorry, we run out." Like even though he didn't have a clue what he was ordering, he said, like, "Sorry, we get
So
we,
what
we
was it? A crumbly dumbly what?
she just made fun of her dad, like seeing how he will order. So it was
Shit
like
test.
shit test for the dad. It's a new level for the daddy issues. But anyway, thank you very much.
Sorry.
I will make like
Taking applicants for, I don't know what this is.
you want everybody to look at my cheeks. Anyone, any single person commented, I will remember you guys. But anyway, so yeah, and in Ukraine, like they always like a little bit overcomplicated because they need to like write a formula about how you exactly want. But in Spain, I find it so about the watermelon. What happened is that I wanted just the watermelon. They said we have only fruit plate. I said, okay, can I get just melon? Like I don't care.
A few moments later.
Say it again.
You won't be able to hear it.
A few moments later.
I've been waiting for Luba to like tell a long story before I push that button that's on this thing here.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
But
And that's all for today. We've been waiting for that.
but anyway, so like they a little bit overcomplicate. But in Spain here, I see a difference, like in different mentality. They don't want to do anything out of the menu or out of the like if it is says like this, like they don't know that it possibly can be done different. But if you ask them and say, okay, I actually think that this can be done different, and imagine with my broken Spanish how I do that, but it works. So they are willing to improve, and they actually like a kids they become very surprised that it was actually possible to do it this way.
You know, I think that from my understanding, is the lifestyle and the culture of the Spanish people is very relaxed, and part of me kind of envies that, but part of me also makes me curl my toes up in my shoes because it's like, you know, like we're like you and me, we're both like, okay, let's do something. We need to do this. Okay, let's do it now, and it's done. Like we do it.
I'm
we
too
work
fast
hard.
for them. They can't
Yeah.
handle me. Like,
Yeah, I'm the same too. So it's frustrating from that sense, and part of me almost kind of wishes that a little part of me could be a little bit more like, oh, it's 2:00. Okay, everyone go home. We're going home for like 3 hours while everyone goes to sleep, and we shut the shop down, and we make no money, and that's just the way. I couldn't do that, right?
but
So-
remember this day when we went to this place downstairs, and there was a guy. And I don't know, like I was so stressed that week because like I'm very grateful for that. I'm very happy, but we have enormous amount of calls. This past 2 months, we have 4 Zoom parties, and I was like overstressed. And then there was a guy, and I was sitting like Starker was in front of me, but I was like looking at him, and Starker said, "Where you look?" And I said, like, I just look at this guy, and I say, I don't know, he just like eating slowly, he
Yeah.
drinking slowly, and I said, what is he doing? And Striker said, I think he's enjoying his life. But like you should like I don't remember when I was eating like slowly and like talking.
Well, the thing that was really unusual about that is he was reading a newspaper from 3 years ago.
He just didn't want to be updated, but he was enjoying his life, and this is what I'm a little bit lacking, and this is what I wish for
Yeah.
myself in the next year, to just be a little bit more.
Well, that's
and,
not going to happen. So just get used to
yeah,
it.
because like for me to say relax, like everybody who knows me, like it's the worst word what you can say, like just like relax, horrible. And here they all say to me, tranquila, no pasa nada. Like I can't, tranquila, like it's actually make me more like
I would think that's it. Tequila.
tequila, boom boom,
Yes, please. Tranquila.
tranquila.
But I don't know. I envy the Spanish people with their, in some way, because that's all they know. It's not like they were something and then they changed to something else. So it's not like they were like full noise. And I think that's why a lot of people actually retire here. A lot of Brits actually come and retire here because I guess they move out of the hustle and bustle. It's probably cheaper, or probably it is a lot cheaper than UK, and they can sell that.
We didn't get like I maybe didn't get to like I made friends in Lithuanian embassy here and different like I'm volunteering a lot, but maybe I didn't get to the like to another. I'm not trying to sound rude, but maybe a little bit different level. And like what I do is just go to the grocery and go to my school, and like I just see these people sitting and drinking beer like for €1 all day long, talking about something. I don't even know what they can discuss all day, but that is maximum what they want to achieve. Like for me, like the person who is always on fire, like that is
Yeah.
like I don't know. They just like, and they're okay, young or older or teenagers or like very old or just like like just middle age. They just sit in a corner, like in Odessa. Every restaurant doesn't matter, scam or not, like it doesn't matter. It's like it's a masterpiece. Like every restaurant is a masterpiece. Here, all the restaurants are on a
Well,
corner,
it's like
on a
cafeterias.
street, and you sit and like the cars is like this bus and everything. Make a sound because I can. No, not this one.
What does that one
Like beep.
Okay.
I'm gonna make this the first one because it's exactly how this one. Yeah, it's like how they sit on the street and drinking their coffee. Everybody drink black coffee and just straight coffee, and they drink this beer. That's all they want to do all day
do?
long.
Well, I think that I don't think it's like getting to another level or anything. What I think is, I think it's two parallel lines.
Somebody is at work.
That runs like this, right? And it's this. If you drink in Ukraine at 10 a.m. in the morning, usually you're in the park, and it's because you fell asleep in the park and you woke up in the park from the night before, right? So people don't like if you're. Maybe some of you guys know this when it comes to alcohol and drinking in Ukraine. If you drink alcohol, you drink until you are absolutely off your face.
Where?
Right?
In Ukraine.
Yeah, in Ukraine, like that's the stereotype. It's like people drink like hard vodka because it's cheap, I suppose. Here, it's a different mentality. I think it's more closer to New Zealand. In New Zealand, drinking
So
is
just
very.
want to ask, is anybody here? Because nobody commenting like, "Why with that boring?" Just what happened?
There's 29 people in the room.
Okay, just put plus if you still hear us.
The I've
Please.
completely lost my train of thought now, haven't I?
I'm sorry. No, do they drink like they drink a lot in
Oh yeah,
Ukraine?
yeah. And in New Zealand, they drink a lot as well, but nobody drinks and gets like wasted with a bottle of vodka and goes and sleeps in the park under a tree. in the
Remember
frost.
we met this guy in the park. He
Oh, that's
was
what I'm
like-
thinking about. I'm thinking of that guy who was like in the park. I was like, how could you drink all night in the park, just wake up, and it was frosty too. Like I'm surprised he was actually alive.
Thank you guys.
But here it's like you do see that. So 10 a.m. in the morning.
Everywhere for
Sitting down,
breakfast.
yeah.
For breakfast, like they either have this tostada con café or tostada con atún or tostada con aceite.
Yeah,
don't
so
know
but they
who
sit there
wants
and
to
they
hear my
drink
Spanish?
10,
Yeah.
10 a.m. at like,
Yeah, and then another place I went to with my friend, and we got breakfast, and they say, "Do you want?" I forgot the name. It was actually very good. I just don't like sweets, but it was like super sweet coffee with rum and some 100 spoons of sugar, and this is what they drink in the morning, like.
sounds good. Yeah, but it's like
But it's
that's-
like it make you warm like immediately, but it's hot, like it's plus 22 today.
But it's like this is the thing that I've understood from living in a few different countries now is that like nothing is normal. People can go, oh, they don't do it the way we do it. Like you may think, oh, here they don't, the service is not as good as like say in Ukraine, or Ukraine doesn't have as good road as say New Zealand. Nothing is right or wrong. Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
It's just the way that it is. And like when you move to another country, like me adapting here was easier than adapting in Ukraine, because I could come here and it was like I just accepted it was what it was, and there's no point in getting upset about like bad, it's not even bad things. It's just not being able to be as fluid as I would want to be.
But it's a little bit more westernized. Would you agree? Like for you, that's why for the guys who coming now and dating in Europe, it's much easier. Like it's even a little bit easier for them. That's why we have so many guys who are traveling.
What do you mean by westernized?
No, I think first of all, like here, more things in English. Like even though in Spain, like they don't really English friendly, but still, some signs and more understandable. Like the
Yeah.
letters are same, so you can get an idea what is that. And
Yeah.
so I think the guys who are coming now, like our clients who are coming to Germany, Italy, Poland, anywhere, like it's a little bit easier for them to put the lady in their frame rather than like when it was in Ukraine, like they was all in my frame, it was like I was
Yeah.
arranging everything. But here they can actually do it themselves, and I think from this point of view, I would say that it is a big benefit.
Yeah, like Ukraine is a challenge. Like it's a real challenge.
Because here, no problem to rent a car. It's like it would be safe. In Ukraine, I always was saying, please don't rent a car. Please don't rent a car.
And there's also like here, like I'm learning little bits of Spanish, and I'm not like I don't care if I use them because I know that no one's going to get upset. In Ukraine, sometimes people would like be like, especially like guys, usually guys in their sort of like 30s who worked at the post shop at the new post or something like that. Something that's like that. If you say like, I don't understand what you're saying, can I? Like it's like here, nobody really gets frustrated that you can't speak English.
No,
Because
very
there's so many
friendly.
foreigners probably, and they're like, okay, well, you know, we understand you're a foreigner, and you know you don't speak English. We're happy to help you because you're a foreigner and you're a tourist. Or something.
Very, yeah. In this case, I want to say that very understanding, very friendly, and even though like we have a lot of problem like with the shower and this and this and this, like different things.
What?
Or, like with the shower, with like with the like sewage, with the leaking to the
Oh,
restaurant.
you have some problems,
Yeah, like
but
and
you
I,
need to say that because otherwise it's like you're living. It doesn't make any sense.
sorry.
Problems with sewage.
No. Like we
Where-
have,
what?
like we have to deal with the daily. Okay, we have to have to deal with the daily problems. Like, thank you for putting me on the big screen. We have to deal with the daily problems and talk with the like local people. Like when I tell them that, you know, please like just understand, like despacio, like speak slowly. I need to understand you. They're like, okay, no problem. Like, and I understand that I speak with the mistakes, but they're very understanding, and they like I hope
course.
that they understand.
Yeah.
So
It's almost cute, right?
no, for me it's like it's frustrating, but maybe
Well,
for
for
them
me,
it's
it's
cute.
cute. Okay, I'm just telling my experience of me trying to speak Spanish out there in the world.
Okay. What else?
Yeah, I don't know. What have we been talking about for the last 3 or 4 hours?
Yeah, guys, what do you want to know? Tell us. Ask us something.
How much the sign cost? Where do we get it from?
Oh, I don't know. It was surprised. I don't even know how much you take from the jar.
I don't know. Took from our tips jar for that. Actually, I don't know either. I'm actually a bit upset how it's not big enough.
Size doesn't matter, you know.
Yeah, it's what it looks like. No, it's what you do with it. And I put it on the wall.
Where do you want to put it in your bed? Above your bed? Like, oh,
Here
where
we
I
go.
am?
Hang
I'm
on.
on Hard Circuit.
Maybe change the colour of the sign.
Actually,
Whenever Luba goes off topic, it's always something that needs to.
actually, Jason was looking for a red one. It's pink one. I
Well,
like
here's
it.
the thing. You see, like when I put this up, I was like, these are all. This is like a cafe, right? This here is like a.
Barbie. I prostitute.
This is like a. I don't know. Like
I don't know your experience. Don't disappoint me.
Well, that looks like a whorehouse, right?
For me, it's like Barbie.
This one, this looks like a fashion store for chicks. Where's the other one? The Amsterdam.
This is ours?
Where's the Amsterdam one? Oh, there. That's Amsterdam, right?
It's like bang, 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 bang.
It's like all those women in those windows. Anyway, oh my god, what have I done? So, I think that's about it, right? We really have no idea what we're going to talk about. We really appreciate you guys coming in on this live stream. Oh, okay. So let's, for you guys that stuck around to the end, we've got a special treat for you guys. We've got 1 Bitcoin to give away to. No, it's a joke. I'm just saying that. But no, what I was going to say is like the actual idea behind the podcast. I don't think we said this at the start. Was we love doing the live videos because it's like this kind of real interaction. Like if we sort of like mucked around and laughed on a video that wasn't a live video, I would cut it all out because it's a different sort of thing. But here it's a little bit different. So we want to have like 3 or 4 topics per live stream when we do it. I will be pushing Control and Control S the best that I can to operate the cameras. But we want to discuss those. And because Lou and I have very interesting views on things, right? And we want to have those views because when Lou and I have these conversations, always since the start for years now, she'll say something and I'll say, well, I don't really agree with that because I think of this. And she'll say, well, what about this? And I'll say, well, you know what, you might be a little bit right. And then you'll say this and I'll say that. And at the end of it, we've realized something completely new. And at the end of those conversations, I think it would be so interesting if that was recorded, right? And people watched how we got to that conclusion from 2 different points of view. You being a female that understands men from working with them, but being a female as well. So you're battling against 2 things here. You're battling.
I'm by myself.
Reason I left Luba on the screen there was just so you could like really feel the emotions through her face. You need to have you can change it.
How can I change it?
I don't know. We'll figure that out later. But I'm sure you can.
Look,
actually not
it's
a
like
bad
we
idea.
like two alcoholics.
But
Like we have this
that's what we
part
want to
of
do
you.
anyway. So we want to have it like that. We like doing the live videos, but we just were like, if you can imagine how we like in front of a webcam, us sitting there talking like this. It's not very.
Take away your glass.
It'll be like Michelangelo painting a picture on with a crayon. That's how it would feel like on a piece of wood in the rain in a desert.
Your imagination
And no one
goes
will ever see it ever again.
in the desert, rain, and piece of wood.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Anyway, so
Podcasts. Yeah, we will try to do them. Like we want to get like this one was just
we're just kind of fucking around, okay?
I don't think so, but okay.
Okay. Well, if you don't want to agree with me, you're going to get the camera back on your face.
Okay. Okay. But one thing that I want to say that, what this year was good for, I think it was very inventing. Can you say inventing? Like there was a lot of inventions
With who?
with just our work, with our,
with us?
yes, with us.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Yeah, you can
and
do that.
one of the, like, kind of, like there was many things that was good, but I think that Zoom parties was really like pretty good implementation in our work. And I think that next year we're going to have more and more of them.
Oh, next year's going to be cracker.
Cracker? Is it not a cookie cracker?
No, it's like, you're right though. It's like the whole. What I've seen is that there are companies out there that are like agencies or matchmakers that didn't quite make it, right? Or they're failing now, right? And it's not because they're necessarily bad people, but they didn't really kind of look around and go, okay, what can we do? How can we fix this? There were ones that were making a lot of money, and they thought that there was kind of like, well, why change anything, right? And so they kind of like, the storm came, I suppose. I'm not saying that they won't come back or anything like that, and they can innovate. I think our strength is that we always challenge each other with stupid ideas, and some of those stupid ideas actually are quite good ideas, and then we implement them, and then we do them.
You just call my Zoom parties a stupid idea?
No. The Zoom party was an okay idea, but we have a lot of other ideas that we don't talk about publicly that may not be so good, right? So, and we do that, and I think that maybe I'm not going to say it's because we're younger than most agency owners. But I think it's probably more we enjoy it a little bit more.
Exactly, Kyle.
That we enjoy it. Oh, yeah, thanks, Kyle. Yeah, how do I kick something out of this?
Take away the glass because it looks bad. Give
What
me the
does?
glass.
I've only had like half the
Yeah.
bottle.
Half of the bottom.
But that's it. And I think that yeah, I think it's going to be interesting anyway. Interesting year next year. Actually, I can't wait until when we do the video for next year. And we see how that went, because 12 months goes pretty fast.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, it's almost been 12 months now since the shit went down,
Yeah. So kind of like what I want to like sum up is that I think that, there is a lot, it's very difficult to plan. I will be honest that for me at the moment, like to plan the life and to do something like to wrote in my red book, anything that is like further than a week away, I can't do it. Like psychologically, like I'm not ready for that. And I'm planning this trip to
What trip?
to US,
Oh, that's right. Which part of the US?
New York.
Ooh.
So I'm planning this trip, and this is kind of my like. It gives me hope, and like it kind of make the realities a little bit more normal for me, because I used to plan a lot, and my year was always like last year, like this year was supposed to be full of tours, a lot of guys, different cities, new partners, new agencies, like everything like was so like was like in my head, it was like all prepared. And I said Striker that yesterday, like I have my online calendar, and I also have like in my red book I have like a month where I write like some interesting events that I'm going to attend. And I said that the most like upset is to look at my February and March, like last year. I mean, this year. So, but nothing we can do about that. And we just hope for the best. And as soon as we can go back home, and my dream is to fly home. Like, this is my dream. I want to take a plane and fly to Odessa. That is what I want for my country. And I hope it will be soon.
Because of the like
No.
carry-on luggage you take with your shit, and I have to go back to Spain and pick it up and bring it back.
No,
in
I
the-
want you to rent me a plane. I actually,
okay, we should have said that
we should,
earlier.
yeah,
And I would've
we
been-
should just like, because all of my stuff and all my shoes, and this is what I want. But like this trip to US, it's kind of give me give me some hope of normality, like hope of my previous life when I can plan something. So I hope it will work out, and it would be great to meet some of you. So if you
Yeah.
want to do this workshop or meetup or whatever, just send us an email. Also, we're not posting like a lot on Telegram, but I got many messages from the guys who see our private like nicknames, and you can message us directly. And a lot of people are asking different questions, but one of the questions I want to kind of highlight, and I give you 5 seconds to guess what is this question about.
Well, there's like a 20-second delay. So you're going to have to give them about 35 seconds.
35 seconds. Okay. Guess what is the most common question at the moment? Do you know what it is?
No?
I got about 11 requests recently about that. 11. I counted.
No, I don't know what this is. Please enlighten us.
Okay. No, it's the question about language. It's a question about Russian or Ukrainian language.
Oh, okay.
And it is painful. I will be honest with you. Very painful question for me. Extremely painful, because I see what's happening with my friends now. Like I see what's happening in Odessa. I see what's happening like in different places. I see even here, like in my Spanish class, like yesterday, the lady didn't want to speak with me because I was speaking Russian, and I can fluently speak Ukrainian. And for me, it was not a problem, but it was just a discussion that we have, like deeper one, and I want to like quickly express. And she just showed her like her she acted like that. So my advice for the guys, because a lot of guys say I'm frustrated, I'm dating a lady, I don't know which language to use and to choose. My opinion on that is that like I personally think that normal people will not judge Westerners on, like they would just appreciate them, but they would not judge um mm, they would not judge on which language you speak. And I think that like we have another date when the lady is the Ukrainian teacher, but the guy like didn't learn any Ukrainian, but he told her some compliment in Russian that was like incredible. Like I don't know how even he say that, like how he pronounced it. It was sweet. So she smiled and it was nice. But my advice to you, like if you're learning whatever language, if you just start learning, learn Ukrainian if you want, because like Ukrainian and Russian are very similar, but very different in some matter as well. More likely in pronunciation. So for you, it would not be different, like for the Western person. So my advice to you to learn a couple of words, like I don't know, 10, 20 words in Ukrainian, and this will warm up anybody. Like if you meet somebody and you want to say no привіт rather than привет, like that is not that difficult to remember, like 20 words, and this will warm up. And then if you learn some Russian or you want to keep going with Russian, just keep going with that. Don't be stressed about that. I know that maybe there would be like some hate messages and say like, oh, like you need to support. I support Ukraine 1000%, more than anything in my ever life. I support it like with all the everything that with all my heart. But the language, I understand that Western people are getting frustrated. Even like Striker, he like speak like okay Russian, not fluent, but he was trying, he was learning. And what I should say, okay, forget it now, like learn Ukrainian? No way. Like yes, if he would learn some words, like just some simple greetings or something, that would be very helpful. So
Well,
this is
this is a big dilemma for guys, because it's also like learning Russian is something that's like it's pretty cool because you can speak it in different countries. Like learning Spanish, there's so many countries that you can learn that you can speak Spanish in, right? It'll be like in New Zealand we have a language called Māori, which is the indigenous people original language, and you could learn it if you were really proud to be part of that heritage, or you wanted to just learn it for some reason. But it's not useful in any other country. So for somebody who is like say a foreigner who's traveling around, learning Russian would make a lot more sense than learning Ukrainian. But if you were going to live there forever, I guess eventually if you learned Russian you would learn Ukrainian, or you could learn Ukrainian first. But learning Ukrainian, and then you still have to go and learn Russian. So this is the problem. And if you were a foreigner, as we've talked about before, if you're a foreigner and you just started speaking Russian to somebody you were buying something at the shop, would they get offended by that? I don't think they would. And the reason that I don't think they would is because if you're clearly a Westerner from America or UK, like we're a pretty strong ally for Ukraine. They're not going to go, hey, if you like get out of here, how dare you speak Russian? Like surely the Ukrainian people by now must understand that a lot of the support that's coming, well, I'd say that all would, the support that is coming is from the Western countries. So you would like to think that if even if you did speak Russian and your Russian was kind of shit, they'd be like, "Hey, it's okay. You know, come in, have some, sit down. It's okay." So, but I don't know about this. I don't think that if you spoke Russian, I don't think that any people would get so angry with you that tell you to get out, right?
I hope so. It's very difficult to say at the moment
Maybe.
because we don't know. But I hope that it would be not that bad, and I hope that people will be understanding because this is my biggest fear, to be honest, is that when we go back, like people are different. People are different. Like people really like break in two parts, like who stayed and who left. People like who like speak Ukrainian, who speak Russian. But I hope that soon, like after everything is finished, like we will have other things to worry about and like to fix everything, to make the like that this will just a little bit like smooth.
I
Like it
would
will
say
be
in
smoother.
5 years, speaking English, or in 10 years, speaking English in Ukraine would be a lot more common as well. I think.
I
Once
do
it's all
believe
been
in that. And
rebuilt.
like my mom now is learning Spanish. That is like I was all my life asking her to learn English and it never happened. Even though I'm learning English from 3 years old, no matter did I want it or I didn't. Like I was almost every day on a class and I'm very grateful for that. Thank you, mama. But now I'm putting her in class and now she's learning Spanish and she actually like enjoying that. And I'm thinking maybe she should learn English. Like it's so much better and so much more useful because a lot of guys want to speak with mama. But
So no longer mama, more now it'll be
a madre.
madre. I was
Madre.
gonna say mimi,
Mamita.
mummy,
Mamita.
mommy.
Mamita. So languages are great. And I think that as much languages as you know, it's more popular. My teacher at school said that she working in official idioma center, language school, government one. And she said that before it was like the class to learn Russian was full. Now it's 4 people. Like it's your recent class
Where's this here?
here in Spain. She said that before, like it was a lot of Spanish people. Like usually
I
this
see.
school where she's working, it's more for locals to learn different languages who planning to work somewhere or to move somewhere. So it's like it's very difficult to get there. It's super cheap, but it's like you have to wait for 2 years to get there. And she say that there's like German, like different languages, French, Italian, and Russian was always like very pretty high,
No, no
but
one's
now
saying
it's just
that.
4 people.
That kind of sucks. Like I don't think you should. You should kind of correlate the war, or you should associate the war with a language. Like a language is just a way to communicate. It's just noises that you're making with your mouth. It doesn't have anything to do with war, hate, crimes, whatever. I just think that that's kind of sad. I remember when you came here and you were speaking Russian at the Ukrainian center, and they were like, "Oh, you can't speak that language here. You need to speak Ukrainian." And I was like, "Well, who cares? Like this is a place to help people. Like who cares? Like no one's. You're not saying anything. You're not being pro Putin or anything like that. You're just speaking the language that you speak every single day."
And it's like
So
my mom at class, they have like a huge argument because there was like 5 people at that day. And one lady just say, like my mom, we're from Odessa, like nobody in my entire family. And like I'm from Odessa from a very long time. I mean, like my great parents was from Odessa. My great parents, my grandmother was my parents. They all from Odessa. So we all the time was speaking Russian and it was never an issue. Like a couple of years ago, they started making movies in Ukrainian in cinema. And I remember we always was going to the cinema with my family for New Year, like with my dad. Like I remember we watched Grinch, a couple of I don't know how couple of years, like 1999. I was 9, but anyway. So we
goes
watched,
fast,
and
doesn't
then
it?
and then like when they start showing it in Ukrainian, for him it's difficult, and he say, "Why would I spend money? Like I don't like you falling asleep basically there." And I said like that we shouldn't really like you snore too loud. We shouldn't go, and so we stopped going like because they don't understand. So okay, but at my mom's work, she used to work in a government structure, so they need to fill the document. And at my school we was speaking Russian, we was learning in Russian, but the books were in Ukrainian. For me it's the same. Like I don't see the difference. Yes,
Yeah.
there's some words when I try to speak fast, I rather like say at the moment while I'm like reminding myself Ukrainian, reading Ukrainian books, I'd rather say in Russian to not sound stupid, like in making mistakes, because for me as a translator to make mistakes in words, like it's not fun. Like I don't enjoy it. For me it's like it's I'm getting out of my comfortable
Yeah.
zone when I and so and I hope that it will be the same. Like they will not judge people by
They
their
will not wipe it
especially
out.
like
Yeah.
older people. Like it's not fair. Like yes, we younger generation, we can learn, it's okay. And if for example you speak Russian and I will tell you like there's I don't know. I don't remember exactly, but I think it's 81% similarity between Russian and Ukraine. I need to Google it, but I think
No,
that
yeah,
I
it's
checked
like
before.
50 or 60
No,
or
no, no, no,
something.
no.
Milan would know.
No, I can check quickly, but
I think he's told me this before, actually. Because Milan was, he knows Russian very, very well, and also Ukrainian as well, I think. Milan, if you know what the percentage of words of this that cross over. You know, it's actually quite interesting. I actually heard Luba speak Ukrainian, I think, for the first time, I think, like last week, right? Do you remember you were sitting in
Yeah.
here making videos, and I heard it out of the corner of my ear, and I was like, well, that was strange. I'd never heard you speak Ukrainian before.
but no, 60. It says here that difference between Ukrainian and Russian is 38%. So it means that it is. Sorry, my math. It's like 50. No, it's 62% similarity between Russian and Ukrainian. 62. It's pretty high.
Well, Milan says 60.
60. Yeah. No, I just
Okay.
counted. Yeah.
But how could that, because there is some different letters, right?
No,
Like
no,
the
yeah,
E,
no.
the I, well,
Yeah.
it looks like an I, but an upside down N with the thing. So you'd have to learn those, wouldn't you? But it's just it's a different letter but the same sound, probably. Is that what would you
Yeah.
say?
It's
Yeah.
more difficult to Western. I'm again by myself on the screen. I'm just letting you know.
You just got to remind me, and I'll switch that
yeah.
shit over like that. Yeah.
But like on
I
a
need to keep my finger on it there. I'll keep my finger on it. I know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway.
okay. It's
okay.
been an hour and a half, guys. You're probably tired.
Only another
and
couple of hours to go.
you need to go. But thank you again. Thank you very much for being with us.
And allowing us to test all of this.
You can't imagine, like
stuff.
I can't move. If you see, like I'm usually like kind of here. He said, "Don't
There's
touch because it
nothing
will."
much. It's like there's two lights. There's a couple of cameras. Is that we've got like what it's like the producer over there and there's a director. He's sitting in a director's chair.
Fall asleep. He's
The
sleeping.
special effects crew over there waiting for us to finish up so they can add some fireworks and flamethrowers and stuff. But yeah, let's finish up, eh?
Yeah, and I can't touch this.
Don't touch the microphone. Don't touch nothing.
Tell us a little. Just tell everything is okay. Everything.
Oh,
was,
hang on. Let's ask some questions. Answer some questions.
we don't have any.
I'm afraid the war will last longer than expected. Well, it's already lasted longer than we expected. I remember when we were driving across Europe, I was checking like my phone, going, I wonder if it's finished yet. It was like like almost a year ago, which is crazy. Oh, thank you, Milan. You know, I've forgotten a lot of Russian, a lot. But I'm confusing counting in Russian.
No,
with
I
counting
sent
in
him a
Spanish.
message today in Russian from one of our partners, and he read it perfectly. So don't underestimate
Oh, thank you.
yourself.
No, I didn't. Did you? I got like halfway through and I said, what does that mean?
No, it was
And
okay.
you
You
said
said it like you said it there, and then I said yes. You just said this
Oh.
word.
Yeah, it's like if you don't use it, like you really do. Like
It was funny
it goes
how-
out of your mind.
how
It's
the-
actually very frustrating. What's that?
Yeah, but I just remember how one lady was saying like, I like bear and shrimps, bear," and he's like bear, and I say, and again I have to unmute myself. It's like beer,
Oh, yeah. Well,
bear,
what about that time when someone, one
limonade.
friend of ours came over and I said, oh, how, he was going, he said, how was the flight? And he said, good. And I said, oh, how was
Chicken.
Chicken was all good. And he goes, what? He was from UK. And he goes, was the chicken was right? He's like, what chicken? When you're coming through the airport. No chickens in the airport. Chickens. No, check in, you idiot. Check in. But it was my incredible accent that is very easy to understand by all nationalities all of the time.
Yeah, this is what you have to.
Cool. Thanks, guys. I know this one's been a bit random, and yes, it was just so we could test it because we didn't want to, have
We had an
trouble.
interesting topic that
We
we
did
will
have an
do,
interesting
yeah,
topic, didn't we?
next year, and
Which is the what it was is it's the state of matchmaking in 2022 was the video, but and what we believe is going to happen over the next few years. Really interesting things that we're seeing with men and women using matchmakers around the world, and what's happening sort of with us. But yeah, we didn't want to talk about that, did we, on this one?
no, but we can share later. How
We'll talk
will
about
you
it later.
celebrate Christmas? Funny enough, we try to find snow. Snow in Spain.
You should check my freezer. It's back at my place. It's pretty good.
Here's like 1 hour and a half from Valencia. There is a ski resort, and we'll see. We'll see if there's any snow, or it's just Striker brought from his freezer.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we're gonna bounce.
Thank you. But I want to wish all of you
Yeah.
for the next year to have a lot of
Sex. No.
that is as well, And but I
always
want
jump in there with that.
you always just so one thing that you
So
think you're
sometimes you say like, "Can you go to the shop and get me some?" And I go, "Sex." I just finished the sentence with the word sex. It's a little tip there if you're with a lady and she's about to say something but she's a bit slow on it. Just add the word sex in the end. It's a numbers game. May work out, may not. Okay.
Can I finish? My turn.
I was going to say it again.
Turn to red. But I want to wish you all a lot of positivity. This is one thing that you need and you have to have. If you're not positive, if you're only looking for some negative and you're trying to dinge like, oh, the war that this, do what you can and be what should be. Like do what you can to help or support, but don't do like silly stuff. Like this year we rescued like so many guys from the this money sending to some girls who like scamming another hundreds of guys. Like just be careful with that, please. Like if you want to help somebody, if you want to understand something, please give us a call, message us, email us, Telegram. We're available anywhere, and we will help you to understand what is going on, because it's very easy to get tricked on some feelings. But I want you to all have belief in best and do what you want to do and what you dream, and don't wait. Please do not put on a shell like somewhere your dreams and beliefs and something that you want to do. If you want to travel, go and travel. If you want to meet somebody, go and meet them. If you want to learn something new language, doesn't matter, learn Chinese, doesn't matter, just like it's gonna help so much and it's gonna make you so much better. Go to the gym, have a lot of sex, smile
At the gym?
gym.
Gym do you
It's
go
your
to?
spank bang or what? And
I'm going to the gym to have sex.
strike your
No, but actually, one thing that I'll say on that point there is that like things happen when you do, right? Just by like what I was saying before about when I uploaded that first video. It wasn't the first one; it was the second one, and I almost didn't do it. And I could have easily have not done it. It was like probably more favored.
Your video?
Yeah, like the first ever one. But then it can just lead onto small little steps, and all of a sudden you have a sign like this.
that was it was very like that is a very cool feeling, and we still
The sign is symbolic of something else. It's something, and we won't talk about it. But
that is nice. Thank you so much. Thank you. What are you doing?
I'm trying to put you on the screen so you can say goodbye.
You don't want to say goodbye, guys. Thank you for watching. And they already left. Nobody
Yeah.
wanted.
No, okay, all right, guys.
But happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And also like a little hint about Ukraine, like a lot of guys asking when we celebrate. To be honest, this is going to be a little bit frustrating year, because I read that there's a new law that, Ukraine changed their holidays. And so we're also going to celebrate now Christmas on 25th of December. I don't know
Really?
if, yes.
So it's like a Western holiday.
Yes. So I think that Ukraine,
Interesting.
yes, I think that Ukraine tried to, like, I think that last year already the 25th was a day off, even before, like when I was a kid, like it was never a holiday, like like Western Christmas and not Western, it's like Orthodox, right? Catholic.
What?
25th of December.
Is it Catholic? I don't know. Someone put it here in the chat. Somebody who's religious.
Yeah. So anyway, and they put that they want to change some dates and they want to remove some holidays. It's because of the war, of course, and also I think that because Ukraine trying to jump like on a Europe
Yeah, of
train
course.
like faster. So I don't know. This year, I believe that people will still, I think that people for next, I don't know, 10 years will still celebrate Christmas on 6th. But it's just a new update that they're having in Ukraine. And if you have somebody that you want to say Merry Christmas, you can do 2 times. It will be fine completely.
A few moments later.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll catch up with you guys later. But before I close, no. Yeah. Okay. That's it. That's enough.
See ya.
Thanks, guys. Thank you for being with us. You guys are legends. And yeah, have a good New Year's. Have an incredible Christmas. And we'll catch you on the flip side of that. And I'll just close on this. So, Luba. Stop.
You started.
Oh, how are we going to do this? We're not very professional. Okay.
It
ready?
wasn't ever before.
Stop. So Luba. God.
You know, it's kind of like interesting story if you guys want to know that. About 10 years ago, I decided to speak English. I mean, I was learning English for so long that I decided to finally use it and start.
Whoa. No.